Mr. Pusskins, a love story. This is the story of a little girl called Emily and her dear cat, Mr. Pusskins. Emily adored Mr. Pusskins. Each morning she would invent fun games for Mr. Pusskins to play. In the afternoon, she'd brush his long fur coat and tell him, "Oh, Mr. Pusskins, what a handsome boy you are. I do love you ever so much." And each night, Emily would snuggle up in bed and read Mr. Pusskins a special story. But Mr. Pusskins never listened. The girl's constant babbling, blah de blah blah blah, bored his whiskers off. He wanted more than this dull life. So one night he left. He went places he wasn't meant to go, and did things he wasn't meant to do, and made friends with the pesky cat gang. Life without Emily was such naughty fun. Yow, meow, yow, meow, meow. Hush, be quiet. Shh, pipe down. But time passed and things changed. The rain fell and an icy wind blew. The things Mr. Pusskins wasn't supposed to do weren't fun anymore, and his new friends weren't really very nice. How lovely it would be to have someone brush his fur and tell him how much they loved him. He felt all alone. Then, down the gray streets flooded a tatty old poster. It was a picture of Mr. Pusskins. He stared at the photo. What a bad-tempered cat he looked. Emily had given him everything a cat could ever dream of, but he had never been nice to her. How sorry he felt. Mr. Pusskins found a phone. He dialed the number from the poster and waited anxiously. Someone answered. "Meow," whimpered Mr. Pusskins in a very sad little voice. "Mr. Pusskins, is that you?" "Oh, thank goodness," said Emily. "Wait there, I'll come and get you." Mr. Pusskins sat patiently. Would Emily find him? Did she still love him? He waited and waited, but Emily didn't come. Then, from over the mountains, he heard a car. Mr. Pusskins' heart leapt. It was Emily. His dear Emily was coming for him. The car got nearer and nearer, and then boom, sped straight past. "Meow," waited Mr. Pusskins. "Emily doesn't love me anymore." But then the car screeched to a halt and Emily jumped out. "Mr. Pusskins, my beautiful Mr. Pusskins," she cried. "I didn't recognize you." Emily scooped up her dear cat. At last they were together again. This is the end of the story of a little girl called Emily and her dear cat, Mr. Pusskins. Mr. Pusskins adores Emily. Every evening, he cuddles her and purrs gently while she reads to him. Now both Emily and Mr. Pusskins realize how lucky they are to have each other. Meet Mr. Pusskins. He's got catitude. The end.